Hey, how's it going out there, everybody? Cool Colas here to bring you the hustler's perspective. I hope everybody is having a good day today. I want to kind of talk to you all about something that is near and dear to my personal heart. I want to talk to you all about a topic that is really cool to me. I want to talk to you about 4 ways that you can make a living as a writer. Now, let me tell you why this topic is so, like I said, near and dear to me. So the first thing is that I love writing, and if I haven't said it before, I need to say it. I need to say it to you all again. I love writing. It is probably the greatest thing that I think has ever been invented. And the reason why I say that is because it's all about expression. It's all about showing who you are and like getting your ideas and the things that you see creatively onto paper. So I think what's interesting for me is that writing is kind of like an art form to me, and it's something that I take very seriously. And in the long run, what I eventually am going to do, other than having this channel, is I want to create a actual blog that showcases all the things that I have done writing wise. In the past, I have done poems, I have done short stories, I have done regular stories. I plan on publishing a book that I just recently wrote, and I actually am in the process of writing my own comics as well too. So again, I really love writing, so it's something that's very near and dear to me. It's a great way for me to express myself, and it's a great way for me to create a world that it has always existed in my head and can continue to be generated in my head, but doesn't necessarily show what's in reality. It's a great way to vent as well too, especially when you do not feel that you can talk to other people, or you do not feel that you have anything to go to when you're having really bad times. It is a great thing for me to go to, and it's a great thing that kind of gets my mind off of everything that's kind of going on. So I want to appeal to other people with this video who share that same passion, who really enjoy writing, and really enjoy the idea of taking those ideas that they created and then turning it into a business of their own. I really want to kind of speak out to those people so they can kind of get into that game and try to figure out some ideas of things that they can do in order to make money from like the things that they have created. And I'm sure there's a lot of like really great and talented writers out there. Sorry about that. This table was shaking a little bit. I'm sure that with that being said, a lot of you all will enjoy some of the things that I have to say as far as the different writing gigs that you can do. So let's kind of get into it a little bit. The first thing that, if you are a writer, that I would try to encourage you to do is I would encourage you to try to become a best-selling publisher. With a best-selling publisher, there's a lot that goes into it. And believe it or not, 80% of the battle is actually how you market it, and 20% is the content that you write. So you writing alone and things like that, that's great. So I'm not knocking how good or bad it may be, but it's all about how you get it out to people, and all about if people like it and are interested in what you have to say and what you have put on paper. So make sure that you have something that's great, that you have gotten professionally edited, that you have professionally made your own thing. So I would encourage you to go through self-publishing. A lot of people kind of like the traditional style, and they go through somebody who kind of takes a cut of the money and tries to market it for you. For me personally, I don't see myself doing that, because I mean, it's mine. It's my piece of work. It's not this other person's piece of work who's going to go out there and market my stuff and just say they want a gigantic percentage of whatever I just did. I don't think that that's right. So for me, like, I would encourage you to self-publish. There's a lot of self-publishing platforms out there. One that I've heard a lot about, that I heard is really good, is Create a Space. I would try, or Create Space. Create Space is a good like publishing platform, and they include like packages such as getting it out to different like resources, and then they have stuff like you can order different types of like book covers, and you can kind of like you can get an ISBN number, and then you can get a certain amount of copies that were sent to you that you can start selling to other people as well too. So they have like good packages there. But I think that I think it's something that if you are very passionate about, like if you're very passionate about story writing and you want to create a story and you want to create it into a novel or want to create it into a series, I would strongly suggest that you do something like this. So, again, like I told you, I actually back in 2016, I finished writing a book. The book that I wrote was around like 300 pages, and I'm still in the process of trying to, get it, edited and things like that, so I can get it published. But basically, the process or how it works is, you get you write your content, you get it edited, you make sure that everything's good, and then like you put it in. If you don't want to use a platform to kind of publish it, you can kind of go through, like there's other publishers, so you can go through and you can get your, like I said, your work out there. I would recommend you turn it into an ebook, try to get out into bookstores and places like that where different people who have different styles of reading this stuff can kind of see what you have. So again, if that's something that you plan on doing or want to do, I would strongly encourage you to, especially if you're a story writer, definitely try being a best-selling publisher. The second thing I want to tell you all about is blogging. Blogging is something that I also do as well too. Blogging is a very good form of venting as well too. Like I said earlier, when you're writing, it's a very good way of expressing yourself and giving your opinions on things. When you like start a blog, there's a couple things that you need though, especially if you want to profit from your blog. The first thing that you need is a domain name. You also need a platform that you're going to be basically going through, like where you're going to be writing the blogs on there, like, or typing the blogs out on there, and then you need a web hosting site. Now you may get all in one. I did all mine separately because I was trying to get the best deal financially for myself, especially at a time where I didn't really have like too much money to get it started. For me personally, I'll tell you what I did. I went to GoDaddy.com. I got there's a coupon where you can go online. You can just Google it actually, and you can they have like codes for you getting just different types of promotions. And the promotion that I got is you can buy a domain name for $1 and basically have it for basically its shelf life. So I bought a domain name for $1 that was not registered. Of course, like you can only get ones that aren't registered. And then I went through HostGator as a web hosting site. A lot of these hosting sites may, charge you right out, like where you have to pay initially all the money, for doing the web hosting. So, like for example, I think Bluehost has different packages. I've seen them range from like $200 to like $500 in between that range, but they don't allow you to get on a plan or a system. Some people believe that if you get on like a plan or a system to kind of like pay your payments each month, that they're kind of like dragging it out and just like kind of not just dealing with it at hand. I don't really have that mentality at this moment, nor do I think that other people would necessarily have that resource. Some people kind of want to just get their ideas out there so they can start building something from it, and that's very understandable. But if you're a person who just wants to get it done and get it over with, I understand. But me personally, I think that it's important to kind of think about, like, if you have like the funds and if you have the budget for taking care of something like that outright. I think you can for HostGator, like you definitely can set it up where you can either pay it outright, or you can set up a payment plan where you pay for your web hosting per month and just kind of like go from there. And then as far as like your platform goes, what I use is WordPress.org. It's very simple, it's very professional, and you can kind of have your creative freedom to kind of do what you want with the blog, as far as how you set it up, as far as if you want to put ads on it, and if you want to do other things on it to kind of make you money in the long run. The other thing that I want to tell you about internally, at least with blogging, is that you want to pick a good niche, and you want to pick something that's profitable, that people like tend to try to look for, especially on the internet, and they're trying to find information on. So the other thing I want to kind of encourage you all to do, as far as kind of like inside things with your blog, is you want to build traffic, and try building traffic before you actually start it. What you want to do is you want to try to get a good audience who is interested in the things that you have to say and the things that you're doing with your blog, and they continue to tune in, and then do what you can to try to get it out there to other people, which may include going to your social media sites. You can go on Facebook, you can go on Twitter, you can go on Instagram. Some people use Pinterest. A lot of people I heard are using Reddit in order to market their stuff, so you can try that as well too. As far as your as far as like, if you want to make money off of this in the long run, this is like after you built traffic and after you got a niche and then all that other stuff. A lot of people, what they tend to do is, if they have a lot of traffic, they put ads onto their blog. By a lot of people use Google AdSense, but there's a ton of other ones that you can use in order to kind of start getting some like funds from it. You can put ads onto your blog, and every time people click on them, or every time people like visit your blog, you can make money from people, I guess, a lot of different people coming and seeing your the stuff that you have posted. So a lot of other people do like affiliate marketing, but that's a whole nother conversation for another day. But I just kind of wanted to show you all that it's a good way to kind of like make some money. Again, if you have something interesting to talk about that you're passionate about, and please don't just do it just to make money. Do it because it's something that you see yourself talking about forever, as if you weren't ever going to make money. You have to be passionate about that. Just like I say, everything, you have to be passionate about it. So then there is for the blog, that's kind of like how that will work. As far as the third thing I would encourage you all to try is ghostwriting. Ghostwriting is where you write either an article, some type of piece of content, a story, a book, whatever it is, and then you do it for someone, but then they put their name on it when it's done. Now, this is one I wouldn't try to get too emotionally invested in. What I mean by that is, I wouldn't like get upset or sad because of the fact that that it's not your piece of work. You have to realize that it's a job and it's a hustle that you're doing to basically profit off of and make money off of. So the idea of publicity that you would get from like marketing the book you published or your blog, you won't get that same thing from ghostwriting. The only thing that you can possibly get any publicity from is from people who could be hiring you for jobs to be a ghostwriter. So I wouldn't get emotionally invested in the content. I would be passionate about it, of course, but I wouldn't be emotionally invested in it, because at the end of the day, people aren't going to know that it's you who wrote it, but you will get compensated for it. I think a lot of beginning ghostwriters make somewhere around $10,000 or $20,000 for writing a novel, for example, and usually those novels are like somewhere around 25,000 words, or somewhere around there. And what I would encourage you all to do, if you guys are really serious about ghostwriting, is I would encourage you all to get a website and market yourself. Tell people about your skills, the things that you have done, and showcase your writing and your work. And then I would also encourage you to establish yourself as freelancers, like freelance writers. So basically, showcasing your work and showing legitimacy in the things that you've done, showing your professionalism, and again, marketing yourself just like you would do in anything else. So people are going to eventually kind of latch on to the things that you have shown, and then when you reach out to them as well too, they're going to be receptive to the fact that you're showcasing yourself so well. So I think a website is a good way to try to get that together so that you can possibly find those ghostwriting gigs for yourself. So I would encourage you to do that in order to if that's a certain way you want to make money. So the last type of gig that I would encourage you all to try to do is copywriting. So, what copywriting entails is creating a professional means of entertainment, which may include brochures, it may include magazines, it may include some type of advertisement or something of that nature. Now, the reason why I think that this one is very interesting is because this one is always in demand. There are so many large companies that are looking for people who are copywriters who can put this information out there, who can create these forms of marketing for them. Again, it's a lot like ghostwriting in the fact that you have to be able to market yourself well so that you can get these types of gigs and create a business out of it. So in other words, a website will be a good way of establishing yourself as a freelance writer or someone who can provide value to a company as far as like the skill that you can provide. Now, again, I think that this one is going to take a lot of like research and a lot of time and a lot of reaching out to people and looking for certain services and certain gigs. But in the long run, can it be very profitable for you? And there are a ton of people who just, do it part-time. There's some people who do it, full-time as well too. But it's an interesting way to create really cool and entertaining content. And again, you're doing a lot of writing, but it's more so in the marketing that's like, important about these things. That's why you're making brochures and like putting things in websites and putting things in like in advertisements, because you're using your power of words and your power of diction to create something that's going to reach out and it's going to grab people. So that's why I kind of wanted to tell you all about that one as well too. So again, I would try my best to establish myself as a legitimate and serious freelance writer, especially if you're going to do the later two. But anyway, so I wanted to kind of show you all something as far as, gigs that you all can do as a writer. And I wanted to kind of get into something that I felt would be interesting to people who share that same passion as I do. Again, I love writing. Like I probably will do it to the day that I die. I love writing. I write almost every day. And I think that it's a very interesting way to like vent, and it's a very interesting way to get your creative ideas out. And what a lot of people are not realizing is that it's a very good business now. It didn't used to be something that people would talk about because everybody felt as though because the paper industry was basically going to go dead in a certain amount of time because we're turning to a technology age. What they forgot is they can still take that writing and that idea of creation and put it online. Like you can just automate it. So now it's online instead of like being on paper. So again, you just kind of have to think outside the box. That industry will always be there because you're always going to need somebody who can create things that are going to stick out and they're going to grab people. So writing is the way to do it. And it's a great way to turn your passion into cash. So there you go. Anyway, I hope you got a chance to enjoy this video and watch it and learn something and possibly get ideas out of it that you can try to implement for yourself. And I wanted to definitely speak out to the people who have that same passion that I did. If you guys like this video, then feel free to subscribe to my channel. Please hit that subscribe button. That would definitely help me out. And if you guys want to find the out the latest and greatest details of this channel, then you can go to the Hustlers Perspective YouTube channel on Facebook. If you guys wanted to go to my actual blog, you can go to hustlersjackpot.com. If you guys want to go to the Facebook page for my blog, you can go to the Hustlers Jackpot. If you guys wanted to follow me at my business page on Instagram, you can follow me at the Hustlers Jackpot. And if you guys want to follow me at my personal page, you can follow me at Cool Colas. Again, I hope everybody has a great day. I hope everybody enjoyed what they heard today and got something from it. And I will continue to put out more information for you guys to try to benefit off of. And with that being said, I hope you guys have a great day again and keep hustling.